the 2020 Christmas Memorial event. My name is Lisa. I'm a celebrant accredited by Humus UK. I'm also a new postvention practitioner with West Yorkshire and Harrogate Suicide Bereavement Service, covering Bradford and Craven. But most importantly, I am here as one of you, someone who is bereaved by suicide and knows how important it is to come together to remember our loved ones and feel the support of peers. This is my third year leading the memorial ceremony, and it is a privilege to have been invited back, so thank you very much to the service for asking me. I also need to say a big thank you to Kirkstall Abbey for allowing me to film here in their beautiful chapter house. This memorial ceremony is interactive, and if you'd like to join in, you'll need a tea light or candle and something to light it with, a piece of paper and a felt tip pen or marker, and if you have it, a copy of the quote that we will be reading together. I know we can't mute pets or children, but if you could take a moment to ensure any potential background noise is limited, so phones onto silent, TVs and radio off, and so on, that would be really helpful. Thank you. When deciding what my theme would be for this year's memorial, I thought about the importance of names and how this had shown itself in different ways throughout 2020. From the hashtag honouring Black Lives to the Say Their Name Day, shared by those who have experienced the death of a child. When my friend first died by suicide, I recorded a video diary of myself saying, "All I want to do is shout his name from the rooftops, but feel that I can't." This year, I found a lot of comfort in seeing his name pop up on my social media feed from previous posts, hearing his name said out loud, and seeing his initials printed on a plaque on a new memorial bench. And I know I won't be the only one here today who feels that, because a name is so important in life. A name is whispered, shouted and written thousands of times by many different people. It becomes associated forever with a face, a voice, a walk, a laugh, and all the other quirks and habits that form a loved one's identity. So in grief, it makes sense that a name will evoke memories of food shared, presents received, holidays enjoyed, scents and sounds, and special days. John Green wrote in The Fault in Our Stars, "The pleasure of remembering can feel sometimes as if it has been taken away from us, because that person is no longer here to remember with, as if the things we have done are less real and important than they had been before." But I don't think that's strictly true. I believe what really happens is that when you hear your loved one's name, you see clearer, in their absence, that which you loved the most about them. I'd like to read a quote by Coco J. Ginger, who is an American poet. If you have a copy of it with you, you're very welcome to read it aloud with me. So I'll give you just a moment to grab it, and then I'll count you in and we can read it together. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3. I remember when your name was just another name that rolled without thought off my tongue. Now I can't look at your name without an abundance of sentiment attached to each letter. Your name, which I played with so carelessly, so easily, has somehow become sacred to my lips. A name I won't throw around light-heartedly or repeat without deep thought. We are going to have a few minutes now where we will take time to remember our loved ones, their names, their quirks. We are going to light our candles in remembrance, after which I'd like you to write down your loved ones' names in big, clear letters on your paper. We'll be using it for an activity after the ceremony. You might also want to write on the other side of the paper what comes to mind when you see your loved one's name, or how you are feeling. Take this time to do whatever feels meaningful to you. During this section, there'll be music playing, and after the music is finished, I'll say a few words to bring the ceremony to a close. So if you'd like to start with your candles. Liz Gilbert wrote in her memoir, Eat, Pray, Love, that deep grief sometimes is almost like a specific location, a coordinate on a map of time. When you are standing in that forest of sorrow, you cannot imagine that you could ever find your way to a better place. But if someone can assure you that they themselves have stood in that same place and now have moved on, sometimes that brings hope. Each one of us here is at a different place in our grief process, but we are all members of a special community linked by loss and love. And the healing support and hope we can provide to each other is immeasurable. In sadness for their death, but in gratitude for their life, say your loved one's name today. Remember the things you shared. Remember the times you had together. It is essential, particularly this year, that as well as taking time to remember your loved one, you also take some time to be kind to yourself. And so, as we end this ceremony, let us acknowledge that the best of all answers to death is our wholehearted and continuing affirmation of life. The value of life is not in its duration, but in its use. Give your mind to it whilst you are in it, and today, let's celebrate not only your loved one's life, but life itself. Thank you, everyone.